Looking to make some barbecue chicken thighs in your oven and make them just as good as if they were on the grill? Then I have the recipe just for you. Today, we're gonna be doing some barbecue chicken thighs in the oven, and they are going to be absolutely spectacular. Let me show you how to do it. First off, you're gonna see that these chicken thighs are in a bag. Not typically how you buy them. And you know why that is? Because I took a bottle of Italian dressing, put all of the chicken thighs down in this 2.5 gallon Ziploc bag, and we let them marinate for the last 2 hours. This is going to deeply penetrate in this chicken and give us some awesome flavor. This is a method that my family has been using for many, many years. We're always marinating our chicken in Italian dressing. Now, I haven't done anything else to these chicken thighs yet because I wanted to show you everything that you need to know to emulate this recipe on your own. The next thing, the oven itself is preheated to 425 degrees. If you're following this recipe, I suggest you do that now so that it's ready when the chicken is ready to go in. Now, it's time to get this chicken prepared, and I'm gonna take some paper towel and I'm gonna line my cutting board here because I wanna make sure that I get as much of this dressing off the chicken as possible. Now you're probably saying, well, you just wasted all that dressing. First off, I buy the cheapest Italian dressing that I can get. Second of all, we wanna make sure that the surface of these chicken thighs is a little bit on the drier side. Not dry, but drier. We don't want it sopping wet like it's going to be coming out of this marinade. Let's start taking these out, and I'm just gonna lay them right onto this paper towel. I'm gonna shake off some of that excess. Now, I love making chicken thighs for dinner. It's a very affordable meal and you can get a lot for a little bit of money. This pack that I have here is nearly a 7-pound pack of bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. Now, what's crazy is I only paid $8 for this. So you can feed an entire family for $8, plus, you know, whatever vegetable or side that you've got going with it. And in terms of time, you're gonna see that we don't invest a lot of time in today's cook. That's what's great about it. And it's gonna give us results similar to if we were cooking them on the grill outside. Now with some more paper towel, we're gonna pat dry the crap out of these chicken thighs. We wanna soak up as much of that Italian dressing as possible. Now usually when you get these from the store, they're kind of a mess. You see all this excess skin and flesh and fat hanging off the sides of these chicken thighs. Get yourself a good sharp knife, and all you want to do is trim off anything that is hanging off. We call these hangers. So I'm just going to square these chicken thighs up. Any other fat, any other chunks that are hanging off, go ahead and trim those down too. Anything hanging off in excess is likely going to burn. That's why we're trimming it off. Now, I'm not trying to waste too much, but I know that for a good final product, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a little bit. Now the next step is to season them. They're pat dried pretty good, but they still have a little tack to them, so this rub will stick perfect. Now today I'm gonna be using the Suckle Busters Honey Barbecue Rub. This is one of my favorite barbecue rubs. This is something that I'm using outside when I'm smoking pork or chicken all the time. Now, don't be afraid to get a little seasoning on there. But you know what? Pick which seasoning you like best. That's the one I suggest you go with. Just be cautious of the salt content. If you put it on heavy, it could come out too salty. So make sure you think about that. I'm just gonna get in here and get a good, nice coating on both sides. Just like so. Now, everything that you see in today's video, rubs, sauces, barbecue tools, cooking utensils, racks, you will see down in the description below. I do that so that you can make these exactly the way that you see them today. I take the guesswork out. I've got some really cool oven racks or baking racks and sheets that I use, and everybody loves them. Every video I've ever used them and people want to know all about it. And you'll be able to find all of that stuff down in the description. Now go back and touch up any that you might have went a little too light on, or if you missed any spots. All right, we're gonna let these sweat for just a few minutes. That means that rub is getting wet from soaking up some of the moisture on the surface of this chicken. In the meantime, I'm gonna get my baking sheet prepped and I'm gonna show you exactly what that looks like. Now this is the baking sheet that everybody loves when they see it in my videos. This is a Nordic ware baking sheet, and it also has a removable wire rack, and it keeps whatever you're cooking up off the bottom of the pan. Now you see that I've lined it with heavy duty wide foil. The reason why I do this is because if not, I'm gonna spend all night trying to scrub this pan clean. This way, it's easy cleanup when it's over and done with. Now these chicken thighs have been sweating for about 5 minutes. Let's get them loaded up onto this rack. Just like that, they're all on the baking sheet. As long as they're not touching, you're gonna be fine. Now it's time to get them over to the oven, 425 degrees. Let's talk a little bit more over there. The oven is at 425 degrees. These chicken thighs are seasoned up on this wire rack on the baking sheet, and they're ready to go. Let's get them in here. Now while you're in here, set yourself a timer for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna be on the safe side and I'm gonna do 25. Now look, these are in here. Some of them were pretty thick, and you're asking, well, how long is it gonna be? I'm thinking about 30 to 40 minutes on these because they're a little thicker. Now I'm gonna be monitoring the internal temperature on these. Now with chicken, everybody thinks 165 degrees and it's ready to go. I'm gonna tell you that if you're doing that with thighs, you're making a mistake. You want the connective tissue in that chicken to break down more. Dark meat can withhold more cooking. You're gonna get a more tender, more juicy bite by pushing that a little further. With my chicken thighs, I usually want them to go about 185 degrees internal temperature. That's gonna give you the best result. Now we're gonna check in about 25 minutes. I'm gonna show you what to look for when it comes time to the next steps and those temperatures, and I'll update you throughout on the time that it's taken. But for now, clean up your kitchen, start your side dishes, whatever you need to do, because you got about 25 to 30 minutes until we look at it again. That's the 25-minute timer. In fact, we actually let it go a few extra minutes. So we're at 30 minutes right now. And what's important here is I have an instant read thermometer. This thing is gonna give me lab accurate results in 1 second. Now this is a fancy thermometer, might be a little bit more expensive than what you're looking for, but I'll put a link for this one. I'll also put a link down in the description for one that's a little bit more affordable. But what we're looking for is to see the doneness on this chicken. I'm looking for about 165 for this next step. Let's see what we're at. Now I can tell you it's starting to look really good. Let's check here. We're 162 in this thigh. We're 170, 170. Now with the temperature here at about 165, like I said, we're about a half hour in on these. It's time for that next step, so I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Now that we've reached 165 degrees in these chicken thighs, you can tell they are looking great. They got a nice finish, getting kind of crispy up in there. Look good. Now today I've got some Sticky Fingers barbecue sauce. This is one of my more favorite store-bought sauces. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna carefully flip these over, each and every last one of them. And they are super juicy. I hope you can see that here on camera. Now I've got my Sticky Fingers barbecue sauce and a silicone brush. We're gonna put a dollop here on each one of these. We're gonna brush it in and get a nice little coat of sauce on these. I'm gonna get in here really quickly, flip each of these back over. Now we're trying to emulate what barbecue chicken thighs would be like on the grill. Because, you know, sometimes it's not always the best weather. Sometimes it's cold, rainy, or you just don't have the time to go out and get it started. These chicken thighs, start to finish, honestly, are gonna take you less than an hour. That's one of the best parts about this recipe, is it really doesn't take that much time. Now we're gonna go in, sauce the top. Get them nice and saucy. Now you can use whatever barbecue sauce you like, and honestly, you don't even need barbecue sauce if you prefer not to use it. Now, if you're not gonna use barbecue sauce, keep an eye on it. You don't want this skin to burn because you still need to push these a little further before they're actually done. you want to be careful because that skin could dry out and actually char. And just like that, they're ready for the oven again. Now it's back into the oven, still at 425 degrees with these barbecue chicken thighs. We're looking to caramelize that sauce and push these to that 185 degree or so temperature. Now, if you go a little over 190 is fine as well. It's just gonna help with tenderness. We're gonna set a timer here for about 8 minutes. Just keep an eye on that barbecue sauce because you don't want it to burn. All right, that's our 8-minute timer there. We're gonna go in here and check, and I can tell you now that the sauce itself needs to set up just a little bit more. Now these are getting super tender and we're in that temperature range that we're looking for. But I do want to give a little bit more time to caramelizing this chicken. So we're gonna set this timer for 5 more minutes, 425 degrees, exactly like we've done it. We're gonna let that heat set up and caramelize that sauce. All right, there's our timer, and these should be looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out of the oven here. Whew, that's hot. Pull these out. Man, are they looking good. I'm gonna get these over to the prep table. We're gonna let them cool and give them a try. We're looking at about an hour overall, start to finish, and these barbecue chicken thighs are done. And I tell you what, they look and smell incredible. One of the easiest and honestly most affordable meals that you can make, and you're producing results like this in your kitchen. Now, none of this means anything until we give it a try. So I'm gonna take my pick here. I'm gonna take one of these from right up front. I've been letting them cool here for just a moment. Didn't want to burn my mouth on camera. But let's dig in, give these a try. Super tender, super juicy. And I get a hint of that Italian dressing. I get that barbecue rub, and I get that awesome sticky finger sauce finish. It's sticky, just like the bottle implies. Now, if you're looking for incredible food close to what you'd be doing on your smoker or your grill, but in your kitchen for days where it's inclement, or even if you don't have a grill or a smoker, recipes like this and the other indoor barbecue recipes that I have, like my beef ribs, like my spare ribs, like my baby back ribs, I'm producing recipes so that you, if you've never done it before, or you're used to cooking out on your grill and you want similar results in the house, in your oven, that's what I'm here to do today. And I tell you what, these barbecue chicken thighs did not disappoint. So if you're looking for other great recipes, other great side dishes, barbecue recipes, indoor barbecue, then I suggest you subscribe to the channel and check out this video right here.